Hey there, Steve here. Hope you're doing well. This is kind of a follow-up video to the emo chords in standard video I did a while back. And I didn't really think that video would get much attention, but it did. So it looks like you guys and girls are interested in chord progressions in emo music. So I want to touch on that a little bit more. I realized in that video I didn't really touch upon what chord sequences you could really use when creating some kind of emo songs. So that got me thinking about what are the most popular chord progressions in emo music. So that then snowballed into, I should say, what are the most famous chord progressions used. What chord progressions are used in the most famous mainstream emo songs, the most popular songs by some mainstream emo artists, and are there any similarities between these? So what I did, I chose 10 really famous songs on random. Maybe I'll get them on screen for you so you can see which ones I chose, and then I analyzed them to see what chord progressions were happening and were there any similarities, any correlation between them. So I'm happy to say, after doing all of this, I stumbled upon the fact that 7 of these songs all included similar chord progressions. So what these chords were the 1, 4, 5 and 6 of a particular key. So major 1, major 1st, major 4th, major 5th and minor 6th there. So what I mean by this, if you take a key like C major, so you have C, D, E, F, G, A, B and back to C. So the first is major, so C major, the second is minor, D minor, the third is E minor, fourth is going to be F major, and the fifth is going to be G major, the sixth is going to be A major, the seventh is a B minor or B diminished, and then back to the C. So basically all of these 7 of these songs, they're all in different keys, but they all use these either 1, 4, 5 or 6 in a particular part of the song. So what I did, I threw a bunch of these examples together for you so you can get a better understanding of this. So watch that and then we'll talk about it a little bit more afterwards. So I hope that was a bit of a trip down nostalgia lane for some of you there. So could you hear like that there was a lot of 1, 4, 5 and 6 progressions, but they were like slightly different for each song, and it's no wonder why these songs were catchy and as popular as they were, and still are, some of them. It's because that these chord progressions using the 1, 4, 5 and 6 are used in countless mainstream pop music hits that you hear like on the radio or you know, on the music TV or whatever. I sound like I'm from the 90s or something. I mean, you know, on the internet, whatever the most famous tunes are at the moment. These are what we hear the most, these chord progressions, and that's why probably these songs were popular as they are. That's not the only reason. Of course, you're going to have some great melodies and, you know, song structure and stuff that go along with that kind of thing. But like I said, 3 of the songs that I chose didn't actually use this chord progression. It was almost the same, but there was you know, a few different chords in some of them. I just grabbed my guitar to show you. Alright, so I got my guitar, lovely SG here, and if we take the song Not Okay, it starts on the D, so the first. If you wanted honesty, that's all you had to say. And it goes to B minor there, which is so if you've got D, E, F, G, A, B, which is the 6th, so B minor, but then it goes to E minor, which is going to be the 2nd, right, in D, E, so that one is a different one, and then it goes to the A, which is the 5th. So we've got the what's that, the 1, 6 and 5 there, but we've also got this minor 2, but you could also easily change it to be, so we've got the D, the 1, and the B, the 2nd, instead of going to the E, we could go to the, if you wanted honesty, that's all you had to say. So you could easily replace that E with the 5th there, then you'd be back into that chord progression that we spoke about, the 1, 4, 5 and 6. And another one is Make Damn Sure by Taking Back Sunday. So you got this silhouette filled up with smoke. So a G going to a B minor, which is the 3rd of G, G, A, B. So that one's out of the progression that we've been looking at. E minor is the 6th, and it ends on the C. So you can tell I don't know the lyrics to that song, but you could easily change that B again. We could add the 5th in, so G, A, B, C, D. So you got this new head filled up with smoke. I got my veins so tangled close. Yeah, so you could replace it with the 5th like that, and then you'd be back into that 1, 4, 5 and a 6 cycle that we see going on in all the other examples. And the same with so that F sharp minor there, so it's E, so it's the 2nd, right? We could easily replace it with the 6th, the C sharp minor. So again, you could easily replace that minor 2nd with the minor 6th, and you still have a pretty nice progression there. So you could say, if you want to write a really famous mainstream hit, emo hit, that you should start with those chords at some point in your song as like kind of a foundation, as to build the idea upon. Of course, that's not the only thing. Like I mentioned, you need good melody and good in tune singing and all that kind of stuff for the masses to listen to. But next, so that got me thinking about how does this compare to the lesser known emo bands, but popular ones indeed still. Like I said in the intro, stuff like Modern Baseball, Mom Jeans, Braid, The Promise Ring, Algernon Cadwallader, American Football. This list goes on, right? But this is the kind of emo that I generally like, but nothing against the mainstream stuff, because I also grew up listening to that, so I definitely got some love for that, and they are well crafted songs, so I'm not gonna crap all over them just for being very popular. But a lot of people label that kind of emo fake emo, so yeah, I worry about you guys ridiculing me for including these kind of songs in a video, so hopefully not. Yeah, so I went through a bunch of the most popular tracks by the artist that I mentioned to try and see if these chord progressions did appear, and they did appear in a number of songs. Sorry, I should say the 1, 4, 5, and 6 chord progressions. They did appear in a number of songs, but a lot of the time they were quite ambiguous. So I mean, like, they were like either chord inversions, like different structures of the chord were different as well. Like, you know, there were extended chords instead of just basic, you know, power chords. And definitely that minor 7, major 7 interval, sorry, or the minor 7 interval. Definitely adds some kind of tension that you don't really get so much in the mainstream kind of music. That's I think what changes it a little bit. Melody choice as well is very different, I'd say, and you know, the singing is not always in tune, and it's can be a bit more whiny. But I'm much more of a fan than like the really overproduced pitch perfect stuff anyway. So a few examples of actually where it did appear. A track by Modern Baseball called Wedding Singer, you know, this is C. You've got A minor the 6th, G the 5th, and an F major the 4th. Also, Modern Baseball, if you take the song Your Graduation, they start to use that kind of more ambiguity. So, for example, it starts on a B, this is the first. And it gets to some kind of F sharp inversion there with that 7th degree. And it goes up to G sharp minor. So that'd be the 6th, and then we're back to what's it? Sorry if this is all confusing, but like I said, when it comes to these kind of lesser known emo bands, they're definitely a lot more ambiguous with the chords, so which is great. It makes it much more interesting to listen to, in my opinion anyway. So sorry for droning on. In summary, that if you want to write a mainstream emo hit, then consider using those chords, but also there's lots of other variations out there, so don't feel like you have to stick into that particular box. And I'm interested to know what you think about all of this. What's your opinions on this topic? And let me know what you would like to see more of as well. Would you like to see more about emo styles of music? I don't really know. And I wanted to say that I've recently started doing Spotify playlists, so if I release a video and I talk about a bunch of songs, then I've put that into a playlist and I'll have that on my website, so you'll find a lovely link for that down in the description. And emo is something that I'm very interested in. It's what with math rock and emos, the thing that I'm interested in the most is bands that really combine those two, and that's what I try to do in my band Mountains. So if you've listened to either our EP or our album, hopefully you can hear like math rock tinged with emo. So let me know what you think about that. Again, I'll throw those down in the description, and perhaps I'll put them in the Spotify playlist as well, a few tracks for you to listen to. And last thing, if you're looking to support me, I have some merch like one of these t-shirts and a few other kind of designs. over on my merch page. I'll put the link into the description for that, so that'd be lovely. I get a little bit of money from each sale for that, which helps me, you know, buy gear, and you know, this is kind of my second job now, so it helps keep me going. And if not, then you can support me over on Patreon. You can donate as little as $1 a month, and if you just want to support me for a one-time donation, then you can sign up for the month and then, you know, cancel it after the month is over. So as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.